Welcome. It's an honor and a privilege to have you here today. My name's Dick Wiley, and I have the privilege of being the president of Endicott College. We're here today to celebrate a collaboration of Endicott College, Gordon College, Salem State University, North Shore Community College, and North Shore Innoventures in creating a partnership between academia and industry. It's fulfilling to have this celebration here today in North Shore's newest life science teaching and research facility. Collaboration among institutions is often difficult to achieve, but not so with these institutions that know the value of diversification, service, and shared responsibility. While each institution played a key role in this initiative, I want to thank Dr. Martha Farmer, President of North Shore Innoventures, and Dr. Jean Wong, Dean of School of Arts and Sciences at Endicott College, for their early initiatives to make this happen. For without their passion, initiative, and hard work, this never would have happened.
A report last year by Dr. Barry Bluestone and Dr. Alan Clayton Matthews from Northeastern found that since the enactment of the Life Sciences Initiative in 2008, the life sciences sectors have become the fastest job-creating sectors in the state's economy. And Massachusetts is producing new life sciences jobs faster than any other state in the country. Since 2008, the Life Sciences Center has awarded almost $400 million in capital projects, creating over 1.3 million square feet of new educational, research, and manufacturing space all across the Commonwealth. Now, the distribution of these capital dollars is driven by a well-defined strategy, and the grants that we're celebrating today are great examples of our strategy for investing capital dollars on behalf of the citizens of the Commonwealth. A major priority for us at the center is to make sure that we have the talented workers to fill all of these new jobs that are being created. So we're making capital investments to support the academic institutions that are training the next generation of life sciences workers. Another priority for us at the center is to make sure that the life sciences in Massachusetts are inclusive. That means we want to make sure that all of our young people, regardless of their gender, their race and ethnicity, their socioeconomic status, or where in the Commonwealth they may live, are well-trained and are able to compete successfully for jobs in the 21st century economy. It's also a priority for us that our investments promote collaboration, because in the innovation sectors, 1 + 1 = 11. Finally, the center is using our capital dollars strategically to invest in the unique strengths of the different regions of the state and to create resources and capabilities that are uniquely found in those regions and in Massachusetts and make us a model for the world. So our $5 million grant to the North Shore Life Sciences Consortium will help meet these objectives for students, for faculty, and for companies. The economic impacts of this consortium are numerous, and they include, one, creating high-quality life sciences jobs in this region, as well as across the state, preparing a well-trained workforce to fill those jobs, increasing access to STEM training by students in this region, and enhancing the potential success of early-stage companies in this region by expanding their access to bioinstrumentation and other cutting-edge resources at the North Shore Innoventures Incubator. So the bottom line is that we are really excited to be funding this terrific collaborative regional initiative. So at this time, I'd also like to introduce 2 vocational and technical high schools in the North Shore area that were granted in total nearly $240,000 in equipment and supply matching grants by the center this past December, and they are going to be speaking in a few minutes and telling you more about their grants and these projects. Essex Technical High School received just under $140,000 to support the development of a biotechnology technical program. And representing Essex Technical High School today are Mary Ellen Rancourt, who's the Cooperative Education Coordinator, and Glenn Terrapinian, who's the Director of Adult Education. Lynn Classical High School received about $100,000 to support the school's science department. The new equipment that will be purchased with this grant will enable the school to modify the curricula to incorporate hands-on training using modern and cutting-edge scientific equipment and technology. And representing Lynn Classical High School today are Jean Constantino, who's the principal, Ellen Moriarty, who heads the science department, and Richard Held, who's the acting assistant director of curriculum and instruction for science.
I'm Dr. Gene Wong, Dean of Arts and Sciences here at Endicott College. This $5 million award is a significant investment that will further develop the life sciences infrastructure on the North Shore, creating a range of available instrumentation in the region that none of our individual institutions or startup companies would be able to assemble on their own. These capabilities include mass spectroscopy to characterize biological molecules, advanced cellular imaging and analysis systems, and next-generation DNA sequencing. The instrumentation that is funded by this award will be used to train students, take academic research to the next level, provide a valuable resource to area industries, and foster collaboration on multiple levels. As I noted, industry has been wonderful in helping with the mission of the consortium. Not only are they working with us to identify advanced instrumentation that is commonly used in the life sciences, but are committed to providing their expertise in training our students, providing workshops, giving seminars, and identifying scientific applications. We are listening to what industry is saying, both directly and through the North Shore Workforce Investment Board, in terms of what they want to see in prospective employees, and are actively incorporating ways to develop these skills and traits on the academic side, as we want our students to have successful careers after graduation. Industry has become a vested partner in this enterprise, as we are creating the highly skilled workforce for the jobs that they will be creating with their growth. Again, thanks to everyone for all of their efforts in helping the consortium to move forward with this project and its mission. It will be a very busy time this upcoming year for all of us, and there will be future celebrations as new facilities at consortium institutions are completed and shared with the North Shore Life Sciences community.
There are a dozen entrepreneurs back in the laboratories at North Shore Interventures who feel like they just won the lottery because of this. And the truth is that there will be dozens more over the course of the next several years who come to us looking for laboratory space. And when they walk into that laboratory space and find the equipment they need, they'll think they just won the lottery. They don't know it yet, but they did. So that's a really important thing. The equipment that they need, they have very little capital. The companies that come to us are pre-money. That's really early. They are funding themselves out of their severance packages from when some big biotech company had a layoff. They are funding themselves from friends and family, and they are persistent. They are innovative, creative, driven, and it's wonderful to work with those people. They recognize the benefit very early. This will help them long-term with future sales. Students being trained on this equipment are going to come in as interns to the companies in the incubator and all through the region. They will already be better trained than most students coming in, and they will be a trained workforce for the future for this whole industry in the region. It's really going to benefit much more widely than just our incubator. This is going to mean a lot to many dozens of companies over the course of the next few years. So thank you very, very much. Thanks to all of the people who have helped make this happen.
Well, it's such a pleasure to be here. And I have to point out that Dr. Farmer, who's on our board of trustees, was very diligent in including a community college in this. Sometimes you may not think about a community college in terms of research, but we absolutely are one of the generators of the labor supply that will help to feed this industry now and into the future. North Shore Community College will use this generous funding to upgrade fundamental scientific equipment so that our students, the future labor force, will practice and be knowledgeable of the critical foundational laboratory skills they need for workforce entry and success, or for transfer to a four-year institution to continue to pursue their studies. Our students will also benefit by taking higher level courses at consortia institutions and gaining exposure to the life science opportunities available on the North Shore. They'll be interacting with those industry partners through, and we know that these improvements will result in increased accessibility to science courses, enhanced hands-on experiences that will benefit both the students and their future employers, expanded internship opportunities with employers, and a more seamless transfer experience for our community college students. So we're simply delighted to be one of the recipients of this grant, and it's my pleasure to introduce you to two of our current biotechnology students at North Shore Community College.
My time at North Shore Community College has equipped me with a solid foundation in scientific theory as well as laboratory skills. I'm confident as I enter the workforce in the next few months that I bring practical and valuable skills to my employer. However, it has been a challenge to think about the cutting-edge science while working with outdated and borrowed equipment. Through the efforts of the consortium and the MLSC, the next generation of North Shore Community College students will take their solid scientific skills to the next level.
The solid foundation that Matt mentioned is at the heart of what North Shore Community College offers students. My time at North Shore has provided me the skills to make me confident to continue at UMass Lowell. I strongly believe that the education that I received is bar none the best in the field, and the hands-on experience that has brought me to the same level. The grant, as well as the collaboration between the local colleges and industry, is such a positive shot in the arm for the students for many years coming will reap this huge benefit. And although at North Shore Community College we know how to make it work, I have to admit that I'm a little more than jealous of what's going to be coming up for these classes and the great opportunity that's awaiting the students.
I'm pleased to be here today to represent North Shore Technical High School, which is joining with Essex Agricultural High School in July to form a brand new school called Essex Technical High School. There's a state-of-the-art facility being built as we speak on the campus of Essex Agricultural High School, and we're excited to welcome even additional students in September as these two schools join together. The funds from the Life Sciences Center are supporting the purchase of high-end equipment for a new major, biotechnology, which will be available to all students. This major will provide students with the opportunity to participate in a full program over 3.5 years, where they will spend half of their high school experience working in the biotechnology laboratory. This will allow them to advance their knowledge and skills in this field to prepare them for entry-level careers and make them viable candidates for post-secondary educational opportunities. Our partner, Life Technologies, will provide training and support to the biotechnology instructors and to the science teachers so that they will have the most up-to-date information on what is happening in this industry and can therefore better prepare our students for what lies ahead. The program was added to the school's offerings based upon the North Shore Workforce Investment Board's labor market data regarding the number of life sciences industries that are increasing on the North Shore and the projected need for a highly qualified workforce. So we're hoping that this indicates that there will be employment opportunities for our students to continue their education in this field and to find jobs once they graduate. It's very exciting to hear about this consortium today, and with the hopes that Essex Technical High School will be able to be involved in the future, so students from this program will have a pipeline for continuing their education and contributing to this ever-growing field. We want to thank the Life Sciences Center so much for this funding. It's going to make a huge difference for quite a few students.
I agree with the feeling of feeling like we won the lottery. $100,000 to an urban public high school science department is a lot of money. And it's going to be used very well by hundreds and hundreds of kids. So we're very, very excited and honored to be a recipient of this grant. Our science teachers work very hard. There's 11 of us, including myself, who we try very hard to help our students understand the concepts in science. We relate the material to our students' life experiences. We try to make the science as real as possible. However, all of us in this room, for the most part, know that science is not just a bunch of information that you have to know. Science is a process. Science is something that needs to be done. Science is something that you do. Because of this grant from the Massachusetts Life Science Center, our teachers, starting next year, will have brand new state-of-the-art modern equipment to train our students on how to do the science that we've been teaching. Our teachers can say, okay, we just talked about this concept. We watched a simulation on the internet. We watched a YouTube video. But now I'm going to put a piece of equipment in your hand and we're going to go to the Saugus River watershed, collect samples, and analyze the water for quality. We're going to go to Lynn Woods and collect soil samples and monitor the soil. We're going to be doing these things that you've been learning about with not just old 40-year-old microscopes and other pieces of equipment, brand new modern technology that they will be able to then transfer those skills into the workforce.
This has been a great opportunity to strengthen the collaborations between the public and private higher education institutions of the North Shore, along with North Shore Innoventures and other businesses here in our community. It's a recipe for success that is built on past efforts of collaboration. Our academic institutions have been part of the Northeast Consortium of Colleges and Universities of Massachusetts for several decades. And this consortium provides the opportunity for our students to cross-register between our different institutions so that they can broaden their educational opportunities. We also work to look at areas where we can collaborate around staff development and looking at grant opportunities, such as the one that we've been successful with today. And then in other areas that are quite different, such as how we can build club sports on our campuses. And right now we're engaged in a very fun video pitch competition for our emerging entrepreneurs on our campuses. We're also members of the Northeast Regional Readiness Center, which is a collaboration of higher education institutions and the school districts and private schools of Merrimack Valley and the North Shore. The Readiness Center bridges that gap that might occur between primary and secondary education and higher education, allowing our faculty and the school district's teachers to work together to make sure that we are offering the highest level of programming, both at the primary and secondary levels, but also how we are preparing future educators and making sure that our graduates are prepared to step into the classrooms. We are also certainly connecting with the elementary, middle, and high school students, and I'd like to offer just one example of how that connection takes place from Salem State, although I think my colleagues could certainly offer many from their institutions as well. The one that I'd like to mention is called the WISE program, where we at Salem State annually host up to 400 impressionable female students from over 20 middle schools that on the North Shore, where they come for an all-day conference to explore technology-oriented careers in math and science. It's labeled WISE, Women in Science and Engineering, and this program has been underway since 1990. growing each year with more students participating. We just had the event about 10 days ago, and our local meteorologist, Danielle Niles, was the keynote speaker. And if any of you have had the opportunity to see Danielle on TV, what a great example of a woman in science with energy and enthusiasm to really draw students to this area of study. So they were quite enthralled, and a very successful event. These are the opportunities that we will be able to expand on with the support of the Mass Life Science Center, and looking at how not only the college-age students will be able to benefit from the funding we're receiving, but we'll expand that into the younger grades as well. So I consider it a three-way win here. This is terrific for our high schools, middle schools, the school districts of the North Shore. It's wonderful for the higher education institutions and the opportunities we can provide our students, and then the benefits to the industries of the North Shore is wonderful as well. So we are getting 3 hits out of 1 grant, and thank you very much for that.
We think about the importance of this grant and the size of this grant and the dollars that it represents, well invested in the process that we see unfolding here today. But Dr. Wyndham Bannister, it brings other things. And the 3 other things that I see that it brings are certainly synergy, hope, and opportunity. Synergy because we have educational institutions, each noteworthy in their own right, that prove by their application for this grant that they understand the right place for collaboration and the right place for competition. Collaboration to join together and realize the potential of the North Shore's educational opportunities, and competition so that we can compete in the global economy with the fruits of that collaboration. And we see hope. We see hope in so many ways. Hopefully the transformation of our understanding of things like genetic codes and cellular metabolism and so many other things that will be unlocked by putting minds together with equipment. But also hope that we will see a change in the North Shore as we advance the magnetism of this region for the life sciences. And last but not least, opportunity. The opportunity that will spring from putting away the obstacles that too often encumber the minds that need to advance in the life sciences. And by that I mean that now we can return to the time when an idea was the most important thing. And the idea, whether it comes from a student or a researcher or someone in industry, will now meet with the ready opportunity to be researched and advanced. And beyond that, the next step, that when that idea is ready for that critical step, which is so elusive in many cases for commercialization, that it will find a ready opportunity with an incubator in InnoVentures, and then when that commercialization takes place, and it's time to go into the market and to test that labor market, that test will be met with a resounding and positive response in the form of a trained workforce that doesn't have to leave the North Shore to pursue its dreams for the future. And so it is a remarkable thing to think about all of those things happening from this investment. And so I want to offer my thanks and my appreciation to everyone that's made it happen, to our educational institutions, to InnoVentures, to our secondary schools who are planting the seeds for that pipeline of success that I just described, and certainly for everyone in the private sector who understands the value of realistic partnership with academia so that we can get to that place that for so long we have dreamed about for the North Shore, and for so many reasons is critical to the future of the Commonwealth and the future of this nation. So thank you to everyone who has made it possible, and I, for one, look very much forward to seeing the era that begins today continue tomorrow and the next day and the next day and the foreseeable future. It is a remarkable day. Congratulations and thanks to all of you.
What a fantastic day for our region and for Beverly. Yeah, sure, it's a challenge to be a mayor, but a little less of a challenge when you step into office and such wonderful people are bringing resources right here to my hometown. So for our region, it's a great day. For Beverly as the home community, for some of the great institutions that are part of this grant, and for a lot of the activity that'll take place. and recognizing that there'll be countless Beverly students, workers, and business owners who will be participating in and benefiting from the grant. I want to also thank all of you who have had a part in making today happen and in bringing the resources of the Mass Life Sciences Center to Beverly. Beverly's former state representative, Mary Grant, who's here with us today, as a board member of North Shore Interventure, and I have had a running conversation for over a decade, Mary, and I know you'll agree with what I'm saying now, that there is really no better place for the Mass Life Sciences Center to invest the money that you're entrusted with than the North Shore. No better place than Beverly, because the academic institutions that we have from pre-K through postgraduate and the incredible life sciences industry, the human capital we have, the greatness we have throughout, both right within Beverly's borders and then throughout the North Shore and Cape Ann, really is second to none, regionally, nationally, and I'd say internationally. So we are very excited, and I'm looking forward to trying to help find every opportunity within this grant for any student of any age who lives, learns, and either now or hopes to work in and around Beverly and the North Shore to most fully benefit from the grant. So thank you all so very much, and everybody in the audience who's had a part in making this happen.
Sir Isaac Newton was the person who gave to us the image that said that if we can see further than our forebears, it's because we are like individuals standing on the shoulders of giants. And so much of this particular project is the result of folks who've been laboring on this kind of an idea for a long time. So we are very grateful to the Massachusetts Life Science Center, in particular to Dr. Wyndham Bannister, for making it possible to catalyze something that has been emerging for a long time. Gordon's participation in something like this actually goes back about 10 years ago. I'm sorry that my predecessor, Judd Carlberg, can't be here, but Judd is very excited about this, a champion for the sciences for a long time. Judd was the person who really brought close to Gordon College a wonderful man, Dr. Francis Collins, who currently serves as the director of the National Institutes of Health. Before that, he led the National Human Genome Research Institute, which led the 5 research teams that mapped the human genome, arguably the most significant scientific discovery of our lifetime. Francis was very deeply committed to the sciences and to trying to help institutions like Gordon to embrace it. And he made a comment to Judd about 10 years ago that said, if Gordon is going to be doing science in a meaningful way, it's got to figure out a way to partner. It's got to find a way to build relationships. And so it's very exciting to be able to partner with these institutions, to be part of something much larger than ourselves. I'm really excited. I've been waiting for this day so I can write to Francis to tell him that it's finally come to fruition. But in many ways, what we will see coming out of this, I think, will bear fruit, not just for the next 2 to 3 years, but really actually for generations. Because as a result of this, we're going to actually change lives. People are going to develop vocations that put them onto a new course. Businesses are going to be started that will employ hundreds, thousands of people over the lifespan of those organizations. And our institutions will be changed because we are really placing a stake in the ground to say that life sciences matter and are fundamental to our future vitality. So in closing, thank you for joining us, and we hope that you'll be able to cheer us on as we continue to try and do great things for the life sciences. Please join me finally in thanking the Massachusetts Life Sciences Center, which has made all of this possible.